Welcome, viewers, to Crown Council Live. Stuart Anderson, joined by Greg Anderson, freshly
Hey, hello,
back.
Stuart.
Hey, freshly back from the humanitarian trip to Chiapas, Mexico. We're going to talk about that today. If that name sounds familiar, we did a test group last October to Chiapas that Joey and Jared reported on. And Greg went on our first, I guess we would call it the first official trip, to Mexico. So we're going to talk about that today, share some pictures, talk about his experience. We had a couple resource partners planned to join us. We'll see if they can, but I don't know if we're going to get them. So we have some other great content today, specifically focusing around our awesome humanitarian trip and a few other tools that we have online. So thanks for joining us, whether it's recorded or if you're joining us live. We're grateful to have you with us. Grateful for this awesome Crown Council group and all the good that you're doing. Gregor, maybe we could start with week one of Smiles for Life. So our Smiles for Life offices whitening have started, and you want to talk us through that? I'm going to share my screen and go through where we can find updates on Smiles for Life. Do you want to talk about Smiles for Life, our first week?
Yeah, we booked $144,000 in contributions in the first week. I know that Kristen has updated the totals, and very impressed. Maybe some of these guys have been holding back on us,
Hmm.
and processed a bunch. Looks like Ed White has been working hard, and along with Alaska Premier. But it was a great first week. We are just so grateful for what Ultradent does to make this happen for us and get the whitening supplies out. Um, Today, let's see, today is Thursday. So tomorrow is the last day that you can order t-shirts if you want t-shirts in your office to help promote the campaign. Our team is fully engaged here. So if there is anything that we can do to get you the information that you need to make this a very successful campaign, we are standing by.
Very good. And last week we reminded everyone that Xlor, our clear aligners company, allows you to raise money for Smiles for Life year round. So it's possible, right, that Ed White could have just done 3 cases that were donated throughout the year, and then that is part of his total. So we can remind you there that connecting with Jim Cook and Xlor allows you to donate to the Smiles for Life total year round and not just for the 4 months of whitening. So, very good. Any other updates, Gregory, that we can think about for Smiles for Life? I've got one if you want to look at the exclusive music tracks available now. These are fun, something new from My Social Practice. These are downloadable files that you can use as musics to create reels, TikTok reels, or any, I mean, a full-on music video if you like. So the really fun, they're just these four little songs that were created by My Social Practice that can be downloaded and used for any sort of Smiles for Life marketing or just fun on your own website or Facebook page. So really fun little like Smiles for Life raps and music, kind of a cool thing. Uh,
One thing that, depending on your position in the practice, every week our friends at My Social Practice send out marketing ideas to you, and by default they go to the doctor, and also anybody that is in the practice that is like a charity champion that is involved in Smiles for Life on a day-to-day basis. If you are not, if that is who you are, and you are not getting those emails every week, just uh, click the little text button at the bottom of this page here and let us know what email address to send those to, and let us help.
Very good. Yeah, we went through this a couple weeks ago, but now's a great time to download this national press release created by Lane Anderson and his team at Prospecta Marketing. Get it to your local news outlets and allow them to know what you are doing in the community for Smiles for Life. A great way to be involved as a leader in the community and also just share this with your local news. A really fun way to get Smiles for Life out into the community. So. All right, Gregory B, very good. I'm going to stop sharing my screen right there for a bit. I'm going to go back to our portal here and walk everyone through because this is one of the things that a lot of people ask us. So we're going to start from the very beginning. Uh, this is crowncouncil.com. And on crowncouncil.com, you can see a My Directory page, and everyone has access to this if you have logged in and created even a free membership. And part of that free membership is access to our Smiles for Life Foundation hub. So if you go here, Smiles for Life Foundation, and I will navigate here on the left to humanitarian trips. And our humanitarian trips, just some basic overview about what you can expect, um, how it works, where you'll go, and what it looks like. So if your team is interested, these two little videos have a great explanation of what that looks like. And then to sign up, our dates are here, locations, and then when you click on these links, it takes you to the actual page that allows you to see how much it costs, and just some really easy financial information about where and when and how this works. I'll navigate back. So this is a huge question that we often get is when and where and how do I register for these trips? So Greg just returned from the Chiapas expedition. There'll be another in October, and then two Dominican trips. Well, Dominican trip in November coming up. Very good. Anything I missed there, Greg, about participating in a trip?
No, and I can tell you that uh, if you're not finding what you need online, call us because everybody here has been on these trips, and we're happy to share with you our experience and give you what information you need.
Very good. All right, we thought it would be fun to walk through some of the pictures. This
Oh,
is this is a good travel log for Greg to talk about the experience that he had. So if you're looking at going on this humanitarian trip, we thought it would be fun to share for a few minutes what this looks like, how it's different, how the teams participated, and just specifically details on being part of a humanitarian trip through Smiles for Life. So this is my screen, Gregor, but if I'll kind of scroll through these pictures. If you want me to highlight one or if you want to stop and look at one, you tell me.
yeah. First, let me give you a little context here.
Okay.
So, for many years, we did humanitarian trips with Choice Humanitarian into Guatemala. And our last trip down there was pretty exciting. We had to helicopter our group out for a little civil unrest. And the State Department upgraded the risk level to a level 3, which is a little more risk than we want to take. But we loved the area. And so we have created a relationship across the border with a group in Chiapas, Mexico. Now, Chiapas is a state in Mexico, and it is bordered by Guatemala to the south. So you get up to the Guatemala border and come across, you are in Chiapas. And the city that we are based in, we fly into Tuxtla, and then we drive about an hour to San Cristobal, which is where our base of operation is. And from San Cristobal, then we go up into some Mayan villages. So let's scroll down there, Stu, and I'll see if there's Dr. Auger and his group out of Colorado. Great folks. Yeah, just keep going there, and yeah, a couple of his kids.
Hmm. Okay.
We had 8 teenagers on this trip. This is a great picture here. So the sites that we go up to are about an hour and a half outside of San Cristobal on very windy roads. The villages are they're Mayan villages where uh, the the schools have been built, and they are primarily high school age kids and university age kids. And we have set up our shop in their school. So this is on the second level. By the way, here's an interesting fact. See those stairs over there, Stu?
Mm-hmm.
My job was to stand at the bottom of those stairs and take the patients from the bottom of those stairs up to the second level where the doctors and the hygienists were. And on my app, I climbed 68 floors. Just want
Mm-hmm.
you to know a little
Very,
personal information there.
very good. That's impressive.
Um,
That's impressive work.
just want you to know, you see some Coca-Cola Light there in Kelly's picture. A
If
lot of Coca-Cola Light.
if we had an active poll, I would put on there, how old do you think Greg is for climbing 68 stairs, 68 floors in it? That was just a single day, right?
Yeah, that was just one day.
Hmm. Good job. Okay.
Oh, this is so fun. The large picture where you see if you can play that movie, Stu. This is us arriving in the village, and they have made individual signs for each one of us. It's got our name on them. I don't know if that'll zoom in, but there was a welcome sign for all 39 members of our team, and
Fun.
all of the people in the village and the students lined this walkway as we walked our way up to the village.
Cool. Jared
See, there's Jamie. Welcome,
Zerker.
Jamie Sled, Dr. Jamie Sled.
Uh-huh.
There's one for Dr. Zerker. Jed Zerker was there. Stephen Petty. There's Stephen Petty's sign from Rodeo Dental. Okay, and this is we're still going up. See the traditional dress
Mm-hmm.
of these Mayan folks. When we got up to the top here, they had a welcome ceremony from all of the people that were involved. We've created a relationship with the dental school in the area. We had 4 dental students with us, and then somebody from the dental school that was there to help the dental students. This welcome ceremony went on. See, everybody's sitting there. They gave us these traditional shirts to wear because we signed an agreement while we were there that we would be in their communities for the next 5 years.
Huh.
We agreed that we would go there for the next, at least twice a year for the next 5 years.
Fun.
This is us getting our day started.
Man, look at that crowd.
Yeah. Um, these 2 days, um, we saw over 150 patients a day, which was a lot. That was a lot of people,
Yeah.
and wonderful, just absolutely wonderful. We had 4 docs that were doing nothing but extractions all day, every day. We had 3 docs that were doing restorative all day, every day, plus teaching the students. We had there's Luke, Luke Anderson, not a relation. And some of our teenagers were helping there in medical. Everybody that came through, we took their blood pressure, we measured their glucose, and they had an opportunity to see one of the MDs that came with us. Um, there's Dr. Jamie. Jamie was doing triage, so her job was to look at every patient as they came through and determined if they needed hygiene or they needed an extraction or they needed fillings. There's one of the signs that the kids made.
Fun.
That's the name of the village we were at. I can't pronounce it. The Majosik.
Oh,
There's Christian Nielsen.
he's not too happy.
This kid had a rough morning.
Yep.
Uh, Christian was doing a little surgery on this kid. That's Liz, who's his assistant.
Uh-huh.
Christian's great. I mean,
Yep.
he pushes it out. He was really making it happen.
All right, I'm going to scroll down here. Here's Dr. Tyre working.
Yeah, Jared was doing restorative work. He also did
Wow.
2 or 3 root canals in there. He's a rock star.
Best doctor to work for.
Yes, he is. I think we're still in day 1 here.
We are. Yeah, I'll quickly scroll through a little bit. I know that there's always a question, if my family does come or kids come. This is a really fun opportunity for your family to interact with the kids out in front.
There's
I know
cute
that
Libby Tire. Yep.
that's always kind of the question that people ask. So
This
good.
that's Libby. Libby is Dr. Tire's daughter. Libby's I think 13 this year, 14.
Okay, Gregory, I'm gonna scroll down a little bit. Let's see if there's
There's
anything
sweet
else.
Kate there. Kate doing some hygiene work.
More food pics. Oh, here
Ah,
you are
so one of the
signing your.
things that's different. Oh, those are ceremonial.
Yeah.
I don't want to call them beads, but they're these little things we put around our neck. It's a ceremonial welcome. That's part of their culture.
Very good.
And the guy up there, Christian, you see the food there.
Oh, sorry. Yeah.
One of the things that is different about this trip, when we go to the Dominican Republic, we stay in an all-inclusive hotel. So we eat breakfast there, we have lunch on site, and then we go back and we have dinner at the hotel. That isn't the case in San Cristobal. We have breakfast at the hotel together, but every night we go to a different restaurant in town. So we have a kind of a fun variety of food. It's uh,
Nice.
it's really fun. There's yeah, I was signing the agreement there. That was me signing.
What's going on here?
This is a group of people that are being I'm going to say taught. We're talking about their medical needs and
Hmm.
their dental needs. Have an opportunity to ask questions.
Hmm.
It's great, so fun.
This is a great group.
This is a great picture of the community people. You can see um, kind of the Mayan influence, I guess you'd say, in how they are. That cute little mother on the front row. This is how they carry their children. They are just kind of parked there on the front. There was a lot of dental work done with a kid in that position while the mother's having her tooth extracted or filled.
Yeah. Gregor getting his thank you letter.
That was one of the sweetest things I've ever received.
Cute.
Very, very fun.
And so I guess I'm not clear here, Gregor. You go to a different community every day. Is that right?
Actually, in this case, we set up on Monday and stayed in a community Monday and Tuesday, and we saw about 300 people in each of the communities. But we were 2 days in one community and then 2 days in another community.
Okay.
I want to see, Stu, if you've got the picture of the fireworks.
Okay.
It might have been before this. Go backwards a little bit
Oh, okay.
and see.
I haven't seen fireworks yet.
They may not be date specific, but when we came into the community, we're driving down the road, and all of a sudden, there's a guy there.
There
That's the one. That's it. See if it's a video.
it is. It's just gonna take a second to load.
Now, if you could zoom, okay,
Hello. Blasting bottle rockets off.
okay, right there. Did you see the guy? He is smoking a cigar,
And he's lighting them with a
and
cigar.
he blows on his cigar and gets it really red hot, and then he is holding a bottle rocket in his hands, and he is
Yes.
lighting this bottle rocket out.
That's a
It
good
was
that's
awesome.
a good 4th of July technique. That's great. All right, Gregor. Very good. Anything else? Do you want me to just kind of scroll through quick if you see anything that reminds you of what happened? And
Yeah,
I think,
they're
oh,
the vans. So one of the things that is different about this trip is that rather than traveling in a large bus, we travel in 15 passenger vans. The reason for that is the roads are kind of long and windy and frankly not very good. And so we travel in a little smaller vehicles.
nice.
But it makes for a lot of fun. There was the teenage van where they had a little
Mm,
different music
hmm.
than in the older people van. We had a little impromptu soccer activity going on late in the day while we were cleaning up.
Fun. This looks like it's probably day 4 here. Oh, she's getting her blood pressure checked just in case.
Yeah, there's Rach playing with the
Yep.
kids. Um, the kids were just awesome. We had a great time playing with them out in front while they were waiting for treatment. Uh, we had a couple of MDs with us on this trip, very helpful.
Okay, I'm gonna scroll down to your should we talk about your play days here? That's kind of fun, a different
Oh
part of the
yeah,
trip.
we went out to we left on Friday morning and went on a 5 hour drive to some Mayan ruins. And on the way, we stopped at a place where there was some waterfalls and kind of broke the ride up.
Hmm,
That picture does not do that water justice.
fun.
It is uh, absolutely clear blue-green water. Um, there were I don't know if there's any pictures of them on the rope swing. There was a rope swing that went out over a big pool, and there they are. They put life vests on them, and then they went out and dumped themselves in the water.
Fun.
We got up to
And this is on Friday, so you guys work Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and then Friday's a bit of a
a
rest,
rest day,
some
and
fun.
we
Yeah.
drove halfway, and then Palenque is the name of a site of old Mayan ruins,
Hmm.
and um, absolutely fascinating. One of the women that runs the university in San Cristobal discovered at this site a few years ago that picture right there where it's red, Stu, you can see,
Hmm.
yes, in that is a tomb of the Red Queen.
Uh-huh.
And she discovered it and absolutely fascinating.
Cool.
We got to walk through the kind of the bowels of this. Um, see if we can find that one there. That one with my name on it there. We climbed to the top of um, Temple of the Sun. Oh, that's an interesting picture. Right there on top where you can see the gap in that little tower
Hmm.
at 6 a.m. on March the 21st and on September the 21st, the sun shines through that portal
Cool.
and across the way, which you can't see, the sun immediate as it goes through that little portal shines onto the Temple of the Sun.
Hmm.
Very interesting. This was our guide. He was
Mm.
spent 3 hours with him as he explained all of this. The Mayan ruins at this site uh, were created between 600 and 900 AD, and then the people disappeared after that.
Mm.
But there were like 100,000 people in this area, and the site is a mile long. All of the ruins are about a mile long. That the picture of Rachel and I there, we are standing at the top of one of these temples.
Nice.
Uh, it 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 was a long hike up the top of that hill.
All right, let's talk about your return. So this was Friday, and then Saturday was pretty much a full day of coming back to the United States. Is that right, Gregor?
Actually, Friday we got to Palenque, and then we spent Saturday at the ruins. And then we went back to the hotel and rested up for a little bit, and then we flew home on Sunday. Most of the flights here, virtually, it's actually a different airport than Tuxtla that we flew out of, but most of the flights that everybody would take go through Mexico City.
Hmm.
And then we went through customs when we got back into the United States.
Very good. We talk about future trips. Gregor, do we have room coming up for people that want to participate?
We do have a few seats left for the October 2025 trip. We'd invite you to come with us.
Okay.
And if you'd like, give me a call or give Aaron a call here. We'd be glad to give you more information. We also have a little bit of room on the November 2024 trip to the Dominican Republic. We're going up to Samaná.
Okay.
Those are both filling up very fast. The Stu, you and I have been up to Samana a number of times, staying in a beautiful property there, and of course the people are wonderful. I would say that one of these trips isn't better than the other trip, but they are very different trips. If you're looking for a different experience, I'd go on both because they are completely different. People are different, location is different. A lot of fun.
Very good. And grateful for everybody that not only contributes, but that also participates in Smiles for Life. It makes it possible for you to attend these awesome humanitarian trips. That's where some of our Smiles for Life raised money that we just talked about goes to make sure that this experience is possible from Crown Council members. So,
Big shout out to Henry Schein, that Henry Schein Cares that provides all the disposable supplies for this trip. And a big shout out to Dr. Jared Tyre, who led this trip, and to Dr. Jamie Sled, that's leading the trip in October. Dr. Kevin Miller's leading the Dominican trip in November. It's great help on their part to have our own people leading those trips on the ground.
very cool. Nice. Thank you. Grateful for this. We've probably done over what? Almost close to 70 different trips. So
Yep.
just an incredible part of building our mission, the vision of Crown Council to help you build a culture of success in your practice. What an incredible opportunity for you to do that as a team. So all are encouraged to participate on those trips. Very good. Thanks, Gregor.
Yep.
Very good. All right, I'm going to share my screen one more time. I'm at crowncouncil.com. I wanted to just walk you through in my directory. One thing that Greg and I do a lot of our days is we talk to our resource partners. And if you don't know, our resource partners are created in a way where Crown Council members come to us and say, "Hey, I am looking for a waste management disposal company. I am looking for a way to process credit cards. I am looking for a," and they ask us, what are the best ways to do that? And so from that experience over the years, we've created our group of resource partners, and they're categorized here by different groups. And this is a great way for you to not practice alone, right? You don't have to go and figure out some of these really difficult mistakes or challenges that some other offices have had to work through. Our resource partners, and we spend a good bulk of our day finding, talking to, and working with these different resource partners. And so if you are in the directory and you go to resource partners, it brings up a big list. So it's right here, resource partners, of all of these groups. You can scroll down here and find them, or there's a great search function up here where if you know their name, you can just type it in. Like last week, we had Xlor on, so you can type in their name and bring up their resource partner page. This is a great way to learn how they're different, how to connect with them, and the different ways that these resource partners work with Crown Council members. So a great benefit of belonging to the Crown Council is working with those resource partners. One more thing I wanted to highlight in your directory, and we can talk about this for a minute, Greg, if you want to. Now is the best time for anyone, any practice, to start working on their qualified membership program. It's right here in your directory. And this qualified membership program is our way of asking or encouraging Crown Council offices to do the things that we have found over the years that the most successful practices do. It's an 8-step program to become a qualified member that takes a year to work on, and then they're recognized at the annual event for being a qualified practice. And the steps are very easy. It's a step-by-step process that you have to start in your practice. And then on stage at the annual event, each of those practices that finish these requirements are recognized. It's a really fun part of the annual event, and especially a great part for teams to be recognized on stage. So, Gregor, do you want to talk a little bit about the qualified program, how we created it, and what are some of the things that are available to a practice on here?
Yeah, let me highlight just one of those.
Okay.
One of the things that we always talk about is what is the culture like in your practice? And there is, if you go down there under communication number 3, if you go to, yeah, member feedback 3.3, this is a multi-step area where you can get information from your team as you are working to create your own culture guide. So this one, as you know, step 1 is to create your practice culture guide. And this first step, we get all the email addresses of everybody that's in your practice. We send them a confidential survey, and you get the feedback as the doctor or as the office manager from each of your team members about what they think is most important in your practice. That is the good first step to the second part of this, which is uh, not only getting feedback on your culture, but then getting 360-degree feedback where every team member evaluates every other team member and the doctor, and you get feedback about your own performance.
Nice.
It's a very well-run system. It's all extremely confidential, but it is a great tool. And it's free as part of your Crown Council membership to not only create the culture guide, but then to get the 360-degree feedback from everybody about what's going on in the practice.
Very good.
And that is part of the qualified member process. It's not just um, uh, creating the systems to make it work, but it's getting feedback from your lab, getting feedback from your financial advisor, organizing your CE, and then being able to communicate as well with the patient.
Nice.
Very
Yeah.
organized. And if you have a question, just yell. And if you don't know what we're talking about, when we're talking about a culture guide, there's an
Mhm.
example of it on this site that we've had over the years that we have found are great culture things that you ought to have in place in your practice.
That's right. Yeah, this is what I wanted to highlight here for the last little bit is being in the practice and creating what we call our culture guide, allowing the team members in your practice to understand what is expected. And this is a sample, so you can create your own culture guide. I wanted to highlight, so these are just things that, if you click here, you can download a sample. But some of these things are ways for a practice to review, talk about, and train what it means to be part of your practice. So, what does it mean to be reliable? Well, doing what we say we'll do, and then there's a little paragraph about what that means. One of our really great top practices, Dr. Weston Spencer, created his own culture guide that he sent me. And this is an awesome little booklet that his practice created. Uh, and this culture guide, when I texted Weston and I said, Weston, I want to see this thing. And once I got it and I looked through it, it talks about our one and only rule: smile more, right? And so they went and made this culture guide their own, and they printed it, they review it, they talk to it. When someone new joins the practice, this is their homework. They have to walk through this culture guide to understand what is expected of them to be part of this practice. So I think this is the pinnacle result of a great office culture guide, their own printed pamphlet of what it means to be part of this team. But that's just one of the requirements of being part of a qualified member practice is creating this culture guide, doing the team member feedback. So we encourage all practices to be part of this, and then join us at the annual event to be recognized. So very good. All right, Gregor. It doesn't look like our guest is going to show. That's okay. We've got another couple guests next week that we'll just kind of stack on top of. But we're grateful you're back. Grateful you're safe. Thanks for all of our humanitarians that joined you last week. We should have tried to connect with you live, man. That would have been fun to be in the clinic next time.
Oh, wait. If you're worried about whether or not you will have a cell phone available to you during the workday, the answer is nada.
Not going to happen.
You are you are out in the middle of nowhere. There are a couple on the drive back. There were 3 spots where you had about a minute of 3G signal.
You had to be ready for them.
No, what had happened to be driving down the road and all of a sudden your phone would go boom, 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 boom,
That's fun.
and they'd all download. But yeah, it was fun, Stu, because you disconnected, and I'm a fan of that. I think we all need an opportunity to disconnect from the world and be present where you are.
Yeah,
And it was fun to be present with all of those people without the distraction of so much media.
very cool. Well, great having you there. Always fun to share that you are there leading the way and you're part of the trip. So glad you're back and thankful for that group. Very good. All right, thanks everybody. That's the show for today. We'll be back next week. Let me just take a look at our calendar really quick. So that'll be the 20th of March. We will be back same time. We've got a few offices that are doing so well with Smiles for Life that we're going to interview and talk to about how they're finding success and what they're doing with Smiles for Life whitening. So,
So that's the first day of spring. You're gonna have like
oh,
you
oh,
gotta have like wear a pink tie or something.
well, people are talking about, St. Patrick's Day's on
Oh
Monday,
yeah.
so maybe we'll
Oh,
have a St.
oh.
Patrick's Day theme. You never know.
Fun,
All
Stu.
all right, everybody. Thanks for joining us today. Grateful for our humanitarians, and we'll see you next week.
Thank you.